ukabila ndio kwao. Hapo nishafika, ukweli na hakika, kadiri nashika, furaha kwa lahiki, pendo kwa mashabiki, raji kuziki, beef na fiki, hit na dhiki, muda muna wiki, mimi na himziki, split ni mukiki, kutafuta ziki, kwa makini mfulisa, mchima la sili, feel me. Don't you know we're talking about a
I am not really a fan of the group called Earth, Wind, and Fire, but I do like listening to their songs. In fact, I listen to a lot of music. Not necessarily a fan, but good music is good music, and I always give credit where credit is due. Not only to music, but when I hear a brother or sister on social media speak their opinion and it is right on point, it makes no difference whether I 100% agree with you or not. We are in the business of uplifting a people who have been made inferior. We have been made lost, deaf, dumb, and blind. And I can acknowledge anyone trying to help us in any way they can within the parameters of what they know. Unfortunately for myself, people don't view me that way because I'm very sure I say things that you can agree upon, but they will not acknowledge Angel Snub Nub 7. And that's all fine and dandy. It's all good. I expect it, and I revel in it, and it does not bother me because you're not going anywhere. It is you who say that a man or woman can rise no higher than his people. So you can rise and believe that you are rising all that you want to, but as long as your little brother is behind, you're not really going anywhere. So I don't trip off of you. Because frankly, I know that you live in La La Land. You're not living in reality anyway. And that what brings me to this song. Feeling a little frustrated, feeling a little down, because it is very difficult trying to communicate with these who are the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. So Earth, Wind, and Fire has a song called Reasons. And within the first few verses of the song, I just really paid attention to the lyrics. And one of the lines said these words: I'm in the wrong place to be real. Oh, wow. That got me. Wow. I'm in the wrong place to be real. This ministry, called the Realities Temple on Earth, among the black conscious, among the African-loving folks and black Muslims and the Hebrew Israelites and all y'all blackity black type folks and black power conscious and all this stuff that y'all got going on. I'm in the wrong place to be real because black power is not real. Hebrew Israelite is not real. The Moorish Science Temple is not real. The Nation of Islam is not real. Kemetic teachings are not real. All of this stuff that y'all are happy about and foam at the mouth and talk about I'm willing to die and all this stuff, all of it ain't real. The brother Neely Fuller Jr. tells us in his book that if you don't understand racism, you make the problem worse. And that is all that I see coming from all these genres that's supposed to represent black liberation. All thing I can see is the worst. You and your spirituality, you and your invisible mystery gods. Some of your gods you claim is flesh and blood, but that God is just as mysterious as anybody else God is. And aliens coming from the sky and spaceships, and you worship the dead, you give the living hell, and you worship the dead. Malcolm is dead. I honor Malcolm, but he can't help us no more. Elijah is dead. I honor him, but he can't help us no more. Sojourner Truth, Nat Turner, all our greats, they are no longer among us. And you worship them day and night, posting the same stuff over and over because they cannot create nothing new because they have passed this life. And you love them. And you love them because you can make Malcolm and Sojourner Truth and Martin King, and you can make everybody the way you want them because you're a spoiled brat. You can't do that with living people. That's why you don't like me, because some of y'all try to make me what you are and what you have become, and you don't, and I reject it. And I do it with class, and I do it with knowledge and wisdom and logic and common sense, and you can't handle it. I'm in the wrong place to be real. I'm among those who live in delusions and fantasy. I'm a black man, and you still have a racist mentality. And a black man, remember back in the day, a black man can't tell you nothing. So the majority of the people that y'all hold up, they light-skinned black people. You don't see them, you don't see a mass following behind darker skinned people. Is always have been the lighter skinned blacks. So I will agree with my sister Rashida Strober, the first dark-skinned activist, and that's what she says she is, and I will back on that, and I will support her because that's what she wants to be. That's what she is, the first dark-skinned activist, just as I am the most powerful voice on YouTube. You can't do nothing with me, and you know it. That's why you stay away from me, and you know that you're not real. That's why you stay away from me. I am a dark-skinned activist myself because a black man can't tell you nothing. You still filled with self-hatred. It's the same thing. I am like your Jesus. I am a man born out of due season. If I should pass this life in the next few minutes, and then in a few years somebody discover my work, it would be right on time, as it is on time right now. But I am like a man born out of due season because I'm working among these who have enveloped themselves and locked in this thing of gods and aliens and all kinds of stuff. Somebody divine, somebody special gonna come and float out the sky and do something for you. Did not happen 100 years ago. Did not happen 400 years ago. Did not happen 2,000 years ago. None of these gods and spirits and all this supreme wisdom and metaphysical stuff y'all got going on, none of it has done nothing for us. Because it was an evil and wicked man that put us in the condition that we're in. A wicked and evil man that was willing to sacrifice his life and die and suffer in order to gain what he has gained in the world today. And it would take the same type of man who has the opposite of what this demon done in order to change the condition of not only ourselves, but this whole planet of human beings on this planet. None of it has saved you. You had your spirits and your spooks and all this spirituality and whatever that y'all call yourself sitting in the holds of ships. Some of us say that we are Native Americans, and as we walk the trail of tears, you cried out to these gods and these spirits and the ancestors, and nothing. Kuta Kinte, as a boy, was talking about Allah this and Allah that, if you watch the series Roots. And he cried to Allah. And Kuta Kinte died as Toby, as a slave. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You have become obsessed, and you see that how you're thinking and what you're doing ain't working, and you're still trying to put a square peg in a round hole, and you look like a fool, and everybody on the planet looking at you so silly. I am in the wrong place to be real. I need to be amongst those, and even so-called atheists. The atheists are not as way out in La La Land, Zulu Land, as many of you have become. But they have the same type of mentalities. Somebody gonna save them some kind of way. They don't want to do nothing. Even the atheists. And although they don't express this spooky spiritual stuff, you see that there's still something wrong in the atheist, because deep down inside of your mind, it still sits there. Out of your mouth, you say, I don't believe in no God. But the reality is, something deep inside of you, you still locked on to that. I am not locked on to that anymore. It's over with. It's done. All that spooky stuff, mysterious, divine spirits, and all this stuff that y'all believe in. Tricks is for children. And even some children don't like tricks. Our sister, may the ancestors be blessed with her work and her life among us. Our sister Frances Cress Welsing told us that these who are the descendants of slaves, having dark skin, born in America, have a childlike mentality. The job of black liberation, the job of black revolution belongs to adults and belongs to mature people, not children. That's why you can't get up out of the grave, because it takes an adult, it takes one with a mature mind to get yourself up out of the grave. And you're still behaving and acting like children, because in reality, you're still slaves, and you know it. That's why you put yourself in these delusions to make yourself feel better. Feed your emotion, having symbol with no substance. I am in the wrong place to be real. But there are those who are looking for reality. So I will continue to talk with my 3 or 4 views on a video, looking for those who wish to be in a place where they can finally be real and get up out of fantasy. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. This is your brother, Angel Snub 7. Love, peace, and soul. In the name of my ancestors, Peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, known here on social media as the mighty Angel Snupnup 7. I'm your brother, and hopefully your friend Taalik Ibn'rad. I'm so tongue-tied. I can't even say it. Can't pronounce my own name. I'm your soul brother number one. Right here, right now. And let's go ahead, because I only have about 14 minutes left. Let us really get through this subject that I've chosen today. Some of you don't even like the title. So I would hope that you would give me a few moments to explain of why I have come to this conclusion. Let us stop calling Tommy Sotomayor a coon. Oh man, I used to like you, man. Now you crossing the line. The Negro Tommy, he hates black women. He don't like black people. He says some outrageous, crazy, self-hating. Okay, all right, gotcha. I understand. Believe me, I do understand. But at some point in time, don't we have to grow up? Because I am guilty of this also. I have called people coon and sambo and things of that nature. I am guilty of this also. Sometimes I don't use the word coon or sambo, but I insinuate, that's the word, right? That you are a coon, a sambo, or a sellout, or anything such as this. I'm guilty also. So I am not only speaking to many of you, but myself. We must grow up. Our sister, Dr. France Cress Welsing, said, may their ancestors be pleased with her. She said, we as a people are so childish, and I agree. Looking at myself, looking at us, our behaviors, we are so infantile and childish. You really need to stop. How can you come up out of this condition so serious with the behavior of a child? You feel good, don't you, when you call Tommy Sotomayor a coon, Painless Risen a coon, David Carroll, or whomever, David Manning, all these people, y'all, you so, you feel you have so much pride, don't you? It brings self-righteous behavior, meaning I'm better than Tommy, I'm better than James Manning, I'm better than Painless and David Carroll and all these people who are coons and Jesse Lee Peterson. I of course am so black, and I love black and blackity black. I just love the black. Jump back, kiss myself. Ow! That's how we are. Sad. But the problem with calling our brothers who may not have the same mindset as ourselves these nasty names, or even making reference, they could be something like that, which could be true. Who are we to judge? I am not religious, but I always take the advice of the Bible when it says, judge not, lest ye be judged, because many of us, we can judge others, but when it's your turn, you can't handle it. The problem with this, number one, is you are always talking about white supremacy, pink supremacy. I don't like saying white supremacy. I said pink, racist, Caucasian supremacy. I don't like saying that word white. It means pure and holy, and Lord knows these people are not holy and righteous and so forth. But you're always talking about, I'm fighting pink, Caucasian, racist supremacy. I fight that every day. But yet and still, you use profanity. Mother this, kiss my this. and F this. Where did you learn this? You fighting Caucasian supremacy. You learn this from your massa. You did not learn this from no African. You did not learn this from the Chinese. You didn't learn this from the Indians. You learned this from your Caucasian massa. But yet, you say that you fight Caucasian supremacy. Oh, you also call people coon and sambo. And y'all really love to call people nigger. Where did you learn this from? You fight white supremacy, Caucasian supremacy, pink supremacy. You learn this from your massa. And you say it with pride. Tommy is a coon. David Carroll is a coon. Painless Risen is a coon. Kumbaya. You learn all this from your slave massa. So in reality, you're no better than them. You're just a coon and a sambo, just like they are. Because they are still caught up and influenced by races, and so are you with your blackly black, black, black. Jump back, kiss myself. Ow! Black Paul. Silly people. Silly people. I use the word dark Europeans to describe us. A dark European is all of us who are born in this country with dark skin, being the descendants of slaves. That's just who we are. We were raised and we have been influenced, we have been nurtured until we come into what you call conscious behavior. We are dark Europeans. We are nothing but an Oreo cookie. We're nothing but a dark-skinned version of them. That's how we all start, whether you like it or not. It's very few of us who may have had good parents where our beginnings is not like that. And so you're blessed. But that does not mean you still can't be a dark European, because a dark European is one who is also influenced by the races, and you take on his traits. So when you call another black man a coon and a sambo and a nigger, whether you like them or not, because you don't like them, you are a dark European. And you take melanin and you take black and you teach it in a way, just the way that the racists teach pink and Caucasian as superior. But you don't see the relationship in that. Your supremacy is different from their supremacy. It's the same thing because you learned it from the racist. And why you don't like Tommy? Why you have a problem with Jesse Lee Peterson and David Carroll and Payne? All these men, very intelligent. They're not stupid. You angry at them because they are not going to accept, just like myself. I have been called a coon and a sambo. Whenever somebody does not accept what you take on face value and they refuse the answers that you bring, they become agents, spies, coons, and sambos. Not a nigger, because y'all like, some of y'all pro-black folks, y'all like calling yourself a nigger. So you never call us niggers. You have a problem because these men offer valid questions, valid response, and you have no real answers to give them. You have no work that you can show them. But the situation really is very simple. Instead of concentrating on calling people coons and sambos and all this childish nonsense, why don't you go out and work? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I was told, said to Malcolm X, brother, the only thing you have to do is show our people a clean glass. If you set a clean glass next to a dirty glass, anybody, no matter how whacked out they are, even if you're drunk, most people will choose the clean glass over the glass that has become foul. You need to work on yourself. I need to work on myself. I need to work on myself as an individual and do the work that you claim needs to be done. You need to stop worrying about what Tommy Sotomayor is talking about and doing, because if you create a clean glass, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, no matter what the racists say, no matter what the racists do, the people will be drawn toward the clean glass. I'm not worried about a Tommy Sotomayor or David Carroll or any of these people if they are in error, because I'm going to offer the people love in a clean glass. Some of you call me a coon and a sambo also, so I will put myself in that category. You call us sambo and coon and agent and spy. Did it change Tommy Sotomayor? He's still doing and going strong doing what he does. And David Carroll and Painless Risen and any of these people who you don't like. I don't like them. Childish stuff. I'm glad I did not evolve to your level. It's too corny to me. At the same time, you claim that you love black people. This is how you love black people. As long as they kiss your backside, oh, you're a queen and you're a god and all this other stuff y'all come up with. But when these same black people that you claim that you love reject what you're talking about, oh, you a coon and a sambo and a spy and you a nigger trash and any of these words that you can try to make mockery of people and degrade them. The problem is I guess I'm gonna have to play both sides of the coin. I'm a coon and a sambo, but I'm also sort of like you guys, because I'm guilty of calling people or assuming or insinuating that somebody's a coon or a sambo or a traitor. Judge not, lest ye be judged. We attack them because we are doing nothing. So if you attack Tommy Sotomayor, if you attack Painless Risen, David Carroll, Jesse Lee Peterson, and all these people, male and female, whom you don't like, you really draw the attention from yourself because you're doing nothing. You have nothing to offer. You can't offer a clean glass and you can't offer a dirty glass. You have no glass at all except running your big mouth. That's what we do here on YouTube and social media. We run our big mouths. Now I will say, see, because of my position, nobody supports me. Nobody wants to hang with your brother. So there are things that I would like to do, but I can't get it off the ground, not by myself, because it's not for me, it's for us as a people. But there are many of you who have thousands of views, thousands of followers. I only have 20 views on a video, so you can't expect nothing from me. So what's up with you guys? You have all these followers and all these people, and you're doing nothing. But you can call somebody a coon and a sambo and a nigger and a traitor and a spy. And that's what it's all about. Taking the attention away from yourself, putting it on them, because clearly you're not doing anything except running your mouth. And some of you are making money off of these other idiots who are self-righteous like yourself. And everything that you are and everything that you learn, you're so wise and you can't even come up with your own profanity. You have to use the profanity that you learned from your massa. So with that said, not a defense for Tommy or David Carroll or Painters or anybody. This is speaking the truth, whether I like it or not. We must mature, we must grow and become better if we really seek to end this hard condition we find ourselves in. Thank you for listening. Love, peace, and So, peace to Don Cornelius. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always. Welcome to another edition, perhaps rather exciting edition, of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am your host, known here on social media as the mighty, Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I believe I extended the time on this video for 20 minutes, so I'm going to try to keep our conversation within that timeline, and really shouldn't be any need no longer than 20 minutes to talk about this most emotional, perhaps even controversial topic. And it's emotion because I don't know how many times I have spoke on this particular brother known to us as Minister Louis Farrakhan, but I will speak on this brother as long as I believe there is a need, because so many people really don't know. They don't know. They only know the hype. They know the apple peel, but do not know the apple itself. They don't know the tree. There's a lot of things they don't know and don't want to know, because when you are asked to believe in somebody, then you don't care about knowing. You don't care about facts. You don't care about the truth, although you say, I'm looking for the truth. But when truth comes to you, you can't handle it. That's very sad. I'm not interested in your personality. I'm interested in the truth that you bring, because it is only the truth, as they say in religious teachings. It is the truth that will set you free. So if you have truth, why aren't you free? Because you have some truth, partial truth, a little bit of the truth, but you don't have real truth. You don't have reality. You don't actually have facts, because if you had reality and if you had facts, there would be no need to believe. Then you would know and act on what you know, then apply what you know, and within that application, you should be able to set yourself free. I can do it for myself as an individual, but we have problems as a people because we hold on to delusions and fantasy that we embrace as a reality, as a truth, and clearly it is not, because if it was, our condition would be much different. Now, this is a response to a video I saw on the Advice Show channel featuring this brother who calls himself Derek Muhammad. And chances are he's a Farrakhan follower, because Farrakhan has all his people calling themselves Muhammad. Wow, there are no other names that you can use. Everybody has to be Muhammad. Oh, the whole thing just don't make any sense. Why does everybody have to be Muhammad? One worthy of praise. What have you done really to be worthy of praise? And one praised much. What has We just love these titles. And especially when we don't have to earn them. Just because you can give a pretty speech don't mean that you are worthy of praise and one that should be praised much. Brother, you are just jealous of the minister. What work have you done? The minister has done this and has done this for black people. What has Minister Farrakhan done for black people? The Voting Rights Act, crippled, caused us to no longer be discriminated in housing and unemployment. What has he really done? I see what he has done for himself, being worth about $3 million. How much of that $3 million do you get? How do you benefit? You don't get nothing. But see, this goes back to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching, is that why do you or black people love the white man? Because they give you nothing. Why do you love Farrakhan? Because Farrakhan gives you nothing. So here's Derek Muhammad. You really don't know nothing. You don't really know the teachings. And you really don't know Farrakhan. Let's talk about Minister Louis Farrakhan real quick. I can talk about Minister Farrakhan because I was there where you were at, except we are different. You are a celebrity seeker and you get caught up all in the hype. I never have been that type of person. I don't get caught up in people's hype. I was 18 years old and still knew better. I joined the nation because I loved the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as a young man. And Minister Farrakhan asked for people to help him rebuild the messenger's teachings. So I did not come to his nation, his version of the Nation of Islam, to follow him. I came to help him rebuild the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. As time went on, you could see that that was no longer the plan. So it was best for me to leave that organization. There was no other benefit anyway. So why stay? You're not rebuilding what I thought was the messenger's teachings, because I know the messenger's teaching. I didn't even know who Louis Farrakhan was till the 1980s. I didn't know who Malcolm was. The only person I knew was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his books, Message to the Black Man, Our Savior Has Arrived, The Fall of America, How to Live, books 1 and 2. That's all that I knew. Did I miss a book? That's what I knew. I was not taught by Louis Farrakhan or Malcolm or any other minister. Just straight books by the messenger. I knew what that man was teaching. You don't know. You're going by what Farrakhan and his interpretation of the books that you need to read. And clearly y'all not reading these books. So Derek Muhammad's complaint is, I can't work with you because y'all killed Malcolm. And may I want to add to that. And the people are justified in not wanting nothing to do with your mindset, your mentality. Like I said, I didn't know who Malcolm X was. And the first time I learned about Malcolm X was through the mouth of Louis Farrakhan. And Louis Farrakhan brought up Malcolm. Now, mind you, you talk about the government brought Malcolm up and all this to use Malcolm against Louis Farrakhan and all this nonsense. Before Spike Lee's Malcolm X movie, before the rise in popularity of Malcolm X, you had Louis Farrakhan out there speaking about Malcolm. The man is deceased. I didn't even know who Malcolm was. And he was spitting poison on this man's grave, calling Malcolm a hypocrite and a traitor. And I was listening to this. But see, y'all don't impress me. I do my own research and I think for myself. So when Louis Farrakhan, even though I was assisting him and became a helper of his, I listened to him, what he had to say about this man, Malcolm, and I began to do my own research, and I began to think about the whole situation myself. And I did not, my view, and a lot of Muslims got mad, got very angry and upset with me because I did not come to the same conclusion that which Louis Farrakhan was teaching. You say that Malcolm X was a hypocrite. A hypocrite is one pretending to be something that he is not. Malcolm left the Nation of Islam. He was not pretending and trying to be like y'all no more. So how was he a hypocrite? He believed at one time until he found out what the messenger was doing. And then he decided to leave. In fact, he did not leave. Y'all kicked him out, suspended him for doing really nothing than the usual rhetoric that the Nation of Islam was teaching. And you called Malcolm a traitor. How did he betray you? Because he told the truth and only repeated the truth about what you had done? The New York Times reported the same thing. The New York Post reported the same thing. How many newspapers did you burn? How many of the editors or news reporters did you kill? But oh, Malcolm is this and Malcolm is that. He's a hypocrite and a traitor. Get out of here with that crap. You caused it. Elijah Muhammad was having babies with teenage girls. Answer this question. Since y'all know the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what was he teaching the people? Monogamy or polygamy? If he was teaching polygamy, that's a whole different subject. But no, he was supposed to be married, using these teenage girls as wives. So he was practicing polygamy. Then at the same time, you said respect the nation that you're living in. And it is against the law to be a polygamist in this country. So you was doing something behind closed doors in secret. What kind of truth teller are you? You are a deceiver. And you are a liar. That's the bottom line. So Malcolm is wrong for telling the truth. But he was only doing, and I am only doing what the messenger taught. And that he said, teach the truth and tell the truth at all costs. That's in the lessons. Tell the truth at all costs. Well, you see, Malcolm disobeyed the messenger and spoke about the Kennedy assassination. You know, chickens come home to roost, Malcolm said. The Nation of Islam teaches that the white man is the devil. The Nation of Islam teaches that America will be destroyed by God and then burned to death, which I don't understand. Why would God destroy America, burn this land up, and nothing will grow for 1,000 years, not even a blade of grass? So not only are you going to punish the racists for what the racist was doing, you're going to punish the bunny rabbit and the grizzly bear and the deer and all the other life that was living on this land because of this nut. You're going to burn it all up. That don't even make no sense. What kind of God is that? That's not just. That's not fair. You sound insane. That's insanity. But anyway, this is what you teach. And you're going to get upset because Malcolm said chickens come home to roost. Now all of a sudden you call the white man the devil. Now all of a sudden you're concerned about the white man's feelings. Just like Malcolm said, it was used as an excuse to sit him down because he was finding out too much about what was going on behind closed doors. Because if you're doing this lying and doing this secret stuff behind people's back, what else are you doing? And then Louis Farrakhan came out and said Malcolm is a man worthy of death. He's a hypocrite. And all that rhetoric and talk got these people hyped up, and they end up killing Malcolm. And in the meantime, before Malcolm's actual assassination, they try to burn that house down because the nation was so petty. This man then raised this teaching up to an international level. Let that man have that little raggedy house. But no, you're so childish, you're going to firebomb and kill him and his children and his wife. And you're such a coward, you're going to shoot this man who is unarmed in front of his wife and children. And you don't see and hear no remorse from Elijah Muhammad or Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan, even till this day. The best you can get out of Louis Farrakhan is, well, I have matured. And I understand my rhetoric and whatever, but I had nothing to do with his murder. But you don't really see no remorse or anything from Louis Farrakhan. And you really expect somebody to want to work with you. Louis Farrakhan called Malcolm his brother. This is how you treat your brother? Louis Farrakhan? Oh, no, I don't blame the people. Oh, on down the road, we have Khalid Muhammad. Louis Farrakhan said Khalid Muhammad is my brother. But he was molested. That's why he didn't want to do as I told him. He was molested, and he need to try to harness himself and try to understand what happened to him. He's like a horse that don't want to be ridden. That man is not no horse. That man is your brother. What are you trying to do? Louis Farrakhan looking for slaves, and clearly at this time, Derek Muhammad is a happy slave. No, I don't want to work with you because y'all did kill Malcolm. What did he do to Khalid Muhammad? Khalid Muhammad said those crooked-nosed bagel-eating fake Jews. So what? The usual rhetoric of the Nation of Islam. All of a sudden, Louis Farrakhan, you concerned about the white folks and the Jews? Feelings. You talk about Jews every day, all the time. Got a book talking about the secret life of Jews, a relationship with Jews, blacks and Jews, whatever it is. But all of a sudden you have a problem with Khalid Muhammad. See, it's all this is my brother. Khalid Muhammad loved this man, Louis Farrakhan, and he treated him like trash. Khalid Muhammad named his son after Farrakhan. Farrakhan treat people like trash. Farrakhan will use you like he used my uncle. My uncle passed a few years ago. Didn't even get a condolence letter or nothing from Louis Farrakhan, period. This is the kind of person that y'all falling up behind. He's so great and all this kind of stuff. I was listening to a speech by Minister Farrakhan, and he was talking about the Farrakhan and the Muhammad family, how he's bringing them together. And during the speech, I asked the followers, what is missing here? They don't know. He's talking about this relationship between his family and Messenger Muhammad's family, and you're not even in the picture. You are going to support their lifestyle, living in these big houses and driving all these pretty cars. Y'all such a fool. People smile in your face and stab you in the back. Y'all, because this man know how to feed your emotion. He never could feed my emotion. I saw that he wasn't going to do what he said he was going to do. And I shipped out. I could care less about his charisma and personality because he can talk. Louis Farrakhan not the only one can talk. Hell, I can talk a little bit myself. And you know this. So no, brother Derek Muhammad, you should always expect people, yeah, because you killed Malcolm, you disrespected Malcolm. Malcolm was deceased, and this man was out still trying to poison this man's name. And now you're upset because Malcolm, even in death, is more popular than ever. Daddy got a lot of nerve.
And this relationship that you have with your father seems to be like a master-slave relationship, because the child does not live for themselves. Everything they are, I live for my father. So what type of play? If you're living for your father, what do you got? What do you get out of this relationship? You get nothing. Everything you are is to this father, this deadbeat dad that don't do nothing for you. So for y'all that like that type of father in your life, then cool. I have nothing to do, don't want nothing to do with no pitiful daddy like that teaches you nothing, ain't done nothing for you, don't protect you, don't pay no child support or nothing. Now, moving on to, do we need a father in the house in order for a family to be successful? First of all, what is successful? Now, I want to make perfectly clear. It's always good to have a male around to teach male children things that should come from a male. But just having a penis in the house don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing at all. Just to have a man in the house, but the man is a drunk. The man is a dope fiend. The man is a pimp. The man is an abuser. So what, you have a man in the house? Does that make the family any better? Just to have a penis in the house? But see, all this comes from us being dominated under a male-dominated or patriarchal society, where all this emphasis, oh, you can't live without me, woman. The black woman is the prime example that she can survive and she can raise her children without a man. Now, in recent times, because the female is not getting the proper teaching in her head, then she's falling off. But the reason why the black community is as strong as it stands right now is because you have so many sisters that are in their right state of mind, that want the best for their babies, and they try to do the best, with or without a male. And for the over 300 some years or more, she was forced to try to keep her family together without the male. And even if the man was there, he was destroyed. How do you think this woman feels? She's in the house taking care of her family with her man. But here comes some raggedy, evil, wicked, redneck fella. Knocks open the door and tells this black man, I want your wife. And he can't do nothing. This went on for hundreds of years. Now all of a sudden you ain't too much better, black man. Now all of a sudden you don't protect her. You don't support her. You don't provide. You don't do nothing. The redneck of today, the wicked, racist Caucasian males of today still provide for your babies, but you expect this woman to jump up and give you some kind of honor because you have a penis. You need to sit your raggedy sissy self down. You ain't fought for nothing. You're an absentee father. You're a deadbeat dad. Does it really make a difference if the father is in the house? Y'all complain about Uncle Toms and Sambos. Many of these so-called Uncle Toms and Sambos, they come from a two-parent home. They have a mother and a father. It's not about the gender, the sex. It's about what's going on in the mind. But if you have a man, and he's a real protector, provider, one who supports his queen, his goddess, his woman, his only way, his only avenue into the hereafter, the future. And he protects her from her enemies. Defends his DNA. Now you got something going on. There are not enough of us. But instead of attacking your pitiful brothers, you want to attack these women. Because I guarantee you, if you develop strong males, these women will get stronger. Because that's what she needs. She's fallen victim to her oppressors because they have gotten weak in this struggle. She's fought them off for a long time. Now it's time for the man to stand up. But instead of the man standing up, you'd rather attack her because you're a little sissy. And you caught up in this religion garbage. Because you can be head of the household, but you don't have to do nothing except sit on your butt. And everything your family do benefits the oppressor. You don't build schools for your children. You don't do anything for your family. Everything that you do, you want them to have a beautiful family so it can benefit the conquerors. I'd rather things stay exactly where they are. We should not benefit nobody. If we can't benefit ourselves, then we don't benefit nobody. So again, I love strong men, but not in this way. Woo! But in the way that we should be like warriors and soldiers, because we need warriors and soldiers and those willing to fight, those who are willing to sacrifice, those willing to die for these women, for our babies, for our future. But you're not. You just want to be comfortable in your oppression. And you want to get honor and you have not earned any. These sisters have did a good job. The best they could with what they were given. Now, black man, we have to stand up and take our rightful place. Take the baton from her. And as soon as the men straighten up their act, you will see automatic change. Why do you think these suckers keep attacking black men? Keep attacking black people, the males. Why do you think they concentrating on us? Because they know we are the key to the upliftment of our people. And once we get on the road, the right road, there's no stopping us now. McFadden and Whitehead. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. Gotta talk to you. Truth hurts sometimes. But the best medicine is sometimes the worst tasting medicine. This your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. This was it is. The Reality's Temple on Earth. Jot down your comments, y'all.